Hi, my name is Julianne Duffy and welcome to the Balanced Om. Today I would love to show you a wonderful pose that'll help you open up your lower back, help balance that out, especially with really tight hamstrings and lower back issues. This pose is perfect. And I'm going to show you a number of variations, so no matter what your ability level is, you will have a variation that will be wonderful for you, so you can open up and start to create space into the hips, glutes, lower back. So we're going to come into the pigeon pose and or thread the needle. So I'm going to show you some different variations today. Let's start with our pigeon pose. So we come through all fours. Spread those fingers nice and wide. We're going to curl those toes. We're gently going to bring those glutes to the sky. So we're kind of briefly in a down dog variation. Let's start with that left leg. We're going to bring that left knee towards the left hand. And then that left foot is going to head over towards the right side of the mat. So it's kind of going across that way. You won't see the bottom of my foot because my foot does not go, unfortunately, straight across. I don't have that flexibility. So it's kind of going towards my hip, which is fine. We're just going to balance the hips. The back toe can be tucked. We can maybe scooch that leg back. So you're feeling a deep stretch into the hip flexor. Hips are square. This is your first level. If that feels good, stay there. If you want to go deeper, we start to melt forward, maybe coming onto the forearms, maybe letting those legs or the arms go totally straight as we come to the mat. And then we hold for a number of breaths, as long as feels appropriate. Longer, the better. So again, I'll show you on the other side. We'll briefly come through down dog, stretch it out. This time we'll use that right knee. So we're bringing the right knee towards the right wrist, and then the left foot heads over to the the right foot heads over to the left side of the mat. Again, you'll see, as long as the knee and the toes are in the same kind of angle, you're safe. Hips are square. Again, you might want to scooch those toes back so you get a nice long lengthening so you're feeling that into the hip flexor. Square the hips forward. Deep breath in, again, stay here, or you can start to melt forward. We do want to be cautious. We don't want to fall into the right or the left, so we're trying to imagine that the hips are level while we're here. And again, take quite a few deep breaths, opening up into the glutes, legs, lower back. That is our full pigeon pose. Now if we're going to go into our thread the needle, variation number 2. So we come through to line on the mat. Hug the knees into the chest. Once again, we'll start with the left side. We'll bring that left foot onto the floor. The right leg comes across the left thigh. Right here, stay here if that feels perfect. This is your first variation. Let the head be released, chin tucked. And if you feel that, wonderful. Now if you want to make it a little deeper, you're going to let that left foot start to come off the mat. Right hand between the legs, left hand from around. You're going to interlace those fingers behind the hamstring. We're just going to start to pull the legs towards the torso. If there's space with the right elbow, we can encourage the right leg away at the same time, getting really deep into that stretch. And then again, we're just going to hold for a few moments. So I'll show you that on the other side. So plant this time the right foot down, left leg comes across the right foot. Again, variation number 1 feels wonderful. If you want to go deeper, the leg comes off the mat, hand between, hand from around, gently grasp that hamstring, keep the head supported by the floor as we encourage leg towards the torso. And again, if there's space with that left elbow, we can push away the left knee. Full breath, create some space into the hips. And then, of course, release after a number of moments. The next variation you have of it is the seated variation. So we can sit up tall. We'll start with the left foot again. Left foot's on the floor. Right foot comes across the thigh. And from here, we're just going to lengthen through the torso. Hands by our hips, spread the fingers or have them tented. So we're elongating through the spine. And this is our neck stretch. So again, you're going to feel into the hip. Make sure the knee and the toes are in the same direction so there's no discomfort in there. And you're doing the same pose, opening up through the hip. On the other side, so this time the right foot's down, left foot comes across the right thigh. Again, hips are forward, lengthening through the torso, and feeling that stretch into the glute, hip, all of those beautiful areas. And then the last variation is if you can't quite make it to the mat, you can do it in the chair. So what you need is a chair, a nice sturdy chair. Have a seat on your chair. Make sure it doesn't slide anywhere and you've got your space. Making sure while we're in the chair, we've got a little bit of space between the back of the chair and our spine, so we want to have an active core, sitting up tall. And we'll start by grounding that right foot and then that left leg. First option can come across the shin, or if it's comfortable, we're gonna bring it right across the thigh. So exactly the same position, sitting right here. And you're gonna feel beautifully into the hip glutes. So it looks like this from the front. And you've got the pigeon pose. Thread the needle variation in your chair. So it looks like this with the other side. Ground that foot, bring that leg across. And again, we're targeting it. Another variation, we're doing the exact same pose, but sitting in a chair. And just like with each of them, hold them for a number of breaths, as long as you like. The longer, the better. Your body will be able to open up and you can go even deeper. Well, thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you in a class very soon. And namaste. Thank you once again. This is Julianne for the Balance. Until next time.